I don't touch you.
Why? You go away here. Go away home. Okay? Don't follow me.
You scam. Pickpocket. Scam.
A major update in Nick Shirley's daycare fraud investigation. A daycare in Minnesota claimed it could accommodate 74 children and allegedly collected $126 million in taxpayer funding. But when journalist Nick Shirley showed up, there were no children, no parents, only empty rooms. Nick personally visited multiple taxpayer-funded daycare centers across Minnesota and tried to enroll his own son. Not one accepted him. Staff refused to explain anything. Every question got the same answer. I don't know. One so-called daycare couldn't even spell the word learning, yet it still received millions in public money. Another location mentioned in the investigation reportedly received around $1.9 million in 2025, but investigators found it empty during the site visit. Officials now say arrests have already started, and behind the scenes, some suspects are reportedly cooperating with investigators, trying to reduce charges, trying to cut deals, trying to make this disappear quietly. The anger online is simple. This money was meant to help children, to help working families, to support real childcare. Instead, it allegedly flowed into private pockets. This isn't just fraud, it's damage. Because every dollar stolen by a fake daycare is a dollar a real child never received. What do you think?
Minnesota's largest welfare fraud case has been exposed, and multiple individuals involved have already been arrested and are now cooperating with investigators. One daycare facility couldn't even spell the word learning correctly, yet still received $4 million in public funding. Independent journalist Nick Shirley attempted to enroll his son in several taxpayer-funded daycare centers across Minnesota. Every location he visited was completely empty. He then exposed what was really happening. Videos show that some of the listed daycare addresses had no children at all. Some locations were vacant buildings or private residences, yet they had been collecting government subsidies for years. Nick Shirley and his team conducted on-site investigations, knocking on doors one by one. In front of the camera, some refused to answer, some shut the door immediately, and others suddenly changed their story, denying everything. One daycare facility specifically named in the investigation reportedly received around $1.9 million in public funds in 2025. Yet during filming and site visits, the location was completely vacant. State authorities and law enforcement have now launched formal investigations.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
Nick Shirley reveals daycare fraud. A daycare that claims to accommodate 74 children has received $126 million in taxpayer funding. What's shocking is that the daycare hasn't taken in any children at all. However, this money was not used to help any children in need. Reporter Nick Shirley personally visited several daycare centers in Minnesota owned by Somalis and tried to enroll his son. He discovered that these centers were nothing but shell operations. The staff refused to provide any useful information. Some daycare workers couldn't even explain why the facility, which claimed to accommodate 74 children, had no children at all. When the reporter asked, their response was simply, "I don't know." What's even more infuriating is that these daycare centers receive huge taxpayer funding every year. This revelation is both outraging and thought-provoking. Is there a serious flaw in daycare regulation? Why are taxpayer dollars earned through hard work flowing into fake daycare centers like this, while genuinely needy families don't get the support they deserve? What do you think should be done about the fraudulent practices of these nurseries?
Hello guys, what you have just witnessed is so shocking. Daycare centers receiving funds with no children inside. Now the Somali families are very furious and they are demanding for answers. And this story is spreading so fast. Just wait, we see more footages and you will understand why. So let's see more footages.
Don't open up!
How do you have ice here, ma'am? I'm literally a YouTuber.
Don't open up!
Ma'am, what do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Don't open up! We have ice!
Ma'am, what do you think about this place being licensed for 99 children
Don't open up!
and getting...
This investigation is honestly getting hard to believe. Independent journalist Nick Shirley says he's uncovered yet another sketchy setup, a place called Quality Learning Daycare. And the numbers are wild. According to Nick, this daycare is pulling in $1.99 million a year from CCAP. Once that money hits, it's basically tax-free. Now, here's where it starts getting weird. The daycare is supposedly in downtown Minneapolis, licensed for 99 kids, and has taken in almost $4 million in just 2 years. So Nick went to see it for himself. And what did he find? Windows covered empty parking lot. Not a single kid anywhere. just a quiet building. And according to Nick, one woman trying to defend the place while the checks keep coming. Nick even joked that Minnesota must be doing a lot of learning these days, because none of this math makes sense. This is money meant for childcare, a center approved for nearly 100 children, millions paid out, yet nothing that looks like a real daycare in real life. Now people online are asking the obvious but uncomfortable question, is anyone in Minnesota actually going to get charged? Because if even half of this is true, this isn't a paperwork mistake. It's a system being played right out in the open. And Nick says he's far from finished.
You don't have any permission to record me, period.
Can we talk
you
outside?
You don't have permission to record.
She doesn't either have. She doesn't have permission to record me.
You cannot stop people on the street and question them.
We can ask.
You don't have any permission.
Where are the children?
This story keeps getting stranger and honestly more disturbing. Independent journalist Nick Shirley has now zeroed in on a Minnesota daycare that reportedly pulled in $2.66 million in CCAP funds, taxpayer money that's supposed to help families pay for childcare. Here's where things fall apart. When Nick walked into the building himself, there were no kids at all. No classrooms in use, no kids playing, no staff caring for anyone. And it gets worse. Records allegedly show 3 different daycare centers, all registered to the exact same address. 3 separate daycares, 1 building, 0 children. So Nick asked the obvious question, the only question that really matters. Where are the kids? According to Nick, the person running the place was asked more than once, given multiple chances, and still couldn't give a straight answer, not even close. Nick also says once CCAP money is paid out, it's considered tax-free, which only raises more red flags about how the system is being used. Now zoom out, because this isn't just about one building. The estimated fraud connected to Minnesota's child care assistance programs is now being talked about as high as $9 billion. Billion, not million. Money meant to help children. Money meant to support working parents. Money meant to keep childcare running. Instead, what keeps showing up are empty buildings, businesses that seem to exist only on paper, and silence when simple questions are asked. Online, people are furious. They're calling for audits, investigations, charges, real accountability. Because at this point, the issue is painfully simple. If the money was for children, where are they?
So guys, across several neighborhoods, daycare centers that are supposed to serve families are being exposed as completely empty. There are no kids, no parents, and no activity going on. So, but these daycare centers or these locations are still active. They are listed as being active, and they are still being funded by the government and still operating on paper. But on the ground, things are different.
I'm just your common sense gay here. You know how much I love to debunk someone, and I'm going to debunk Ibrahim Ali, the son of the owner of Quality Learning Center in Minnesota. Ibrahim is going to claim their hours are 2 to 10 p.m., and I keep seeing everyone on the left saying their hours are 2 to 10 p.m. Nick Shirley was wrong. Guess what? You are wrong, and I'm going to prove.
As you can see, we're open Mondays through Thursdays, 2 to 10 p.m.
You sure about that?
Earlier, I don't see him right now. He came, I think it was 11 a.m. Obviously, there's no cars in the parking lot. If you look around, there's cars now because our employees are here, our children are here, our clients are here. But don't come at 10 a.m. Their door's not open. Obviously, our door's not going to be open at 10 a.m. We're not open.
Ibrahim, the internet is forever. The internet is forever, but Ibrahim, you're really fast. You've already scrubbed your hours from the map quest I already posted because I wanted to make a shorter video. Clever. It doesn't change the fact that this is what your hours were on your MapQuest listing, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., not 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Because I know that the left always has an excuse and says, that's just one listing, it could have been wrong. I actually have backup. Now, while Quality Learning Center did try to scrub most of their profiles, they still had one that was remaining, which just got scrubbed. What they don't probably know is Google tends to cache these things for a certain period of time. If you know how to search for it, just like I do, you can search for hours, Quality Learning Center, Minneapolis, Minnesota, on their Winnie profile, and you'll see that it also backs up. Their hours were 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. before they made all these changes. And for all y'all on the left, I'm sorry, this is indefensible. This is blatant fraud. You can't clearly believe these stories, and all the truth will come out. I'm a Common Sense Gay. Like, follow, and share for more. Let me know what y'all think about this massive fraud out of Minnesota. What do you think should be done next? And by the way, should Tim Walz resign? I think he should immediately.
This Somali money laundering scandal that's happening right now in Minnesota has to be one of the biggest political scandals in American history. You can't tell me no different. The fact that we have all of this information and nobody is still held accountable is diabolical as hell to me. It's so sad that a damn YouTuber, a journalist, and not taking anything from him, because Nick Shirley, you're doing a hell of a job, son. But you're telling me that this man has more information and doing a better investigation than the FBI themselves. Better yet, Elon Musk. You were doing a hell of a job in Doge. At least that's what they told us, and I was with you. But how the hell did you miss this? Because this is absolutely fucking mind-blowing that some of us are out here working so damn hard, and all of our hard-earned money and all of our taxpayer money is going to a goddamn money laundering scheme. You got to be out of your mind. At this point, this shit has nothing to do with politics. This is a fucking criminal organization, and you cannot tell me that Kamala Harris did not know what she was doing when she fucking picked Tim Walz as her VP. This shit was never about the people. It was about the paper that her ass planned on getting once they got up in that damn office. This shit needs to be addressed, and it needs to be addressed effective immediately. At this point, we need to just knock all this shit over, because it's obviously the government ain't doing shit for us, but taking over us and taking from us, okay?
We're after school hours. So most of our clients, not most of our clients, all of our clients is after school hours. So schools, earliest dismissal would be 2:15 to 2:30ish, and the latest dismissal would be up to like 4:30ish, 4:40ish. So that's when our kids come to us. We don't have anyone in the morning.
Breaking. The owner of this Minnesota Learning Center is responding. He says children attend after hours, not during the time shown in the video, and claims the footage was taken outside client hours. Was this taken out of context, or does it still raise concerns? What do you think?
So guys, members of the Somali community and even the larger US populations are speaking out. Very hungry and frustrated. They are even confused. So parents are asking simple questions. If these daycare centers exist, why aren't they serving our children? Why aren't they operational? So for families already struggling to find their child care centers, they're the most furious because this feels like betrayal.
Nick Shirley is being tracked by Somali vehicles. Shirley is likely to face retaliation. In a recent video, Shirley stated that after repeatedly exposing multiple daycare centers suspected of serious irregularities, he began noticing vehicles tailing him on multiple occasions. While these incidents have not been confirmed by law enforcement, the repeated nature of the following has made the investigation increasingly tense and potentially dangerous. This kind of tailing appears more like pressure or intimidation, seemingly intended to force him to stop asking questions such as, where are the children, and where did the funding go? Shirley emphasized that any form of retaliation or threat should not be tolerated. He stated that if any safety issues arise, he will immediately contact the police and preserve all evidence. At the same time, the FBI has officially conducted raids on multiple daycare facilities in Minnesota. FBI Director Kash Patel released a statement confirming that all of these facilities are on the FBI's investigation list. The matter has now escalated from online questioning to a federal-level criminal investigation. What are your thoughts on this situation?
Now look at these daycare centers. They're supposed to be operational with children inside and even parents. But when this YouTuber comes in, he finds that the doors are locked and the chairs are empty. This is not just one place, but in multiple locations. Yeah.
So let me take you guys, for all the people in Minnesota that are I'm at my son's school right now. Let's walk in. All right, so I'm gonna go to this front door right here, right? For all the people that are like, oh, we wouldn't just let randoms in. Well, you can't just let randoms in because it's locked, right? So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna ring this bell right here. They're gonna let me in. You see how that works? They see me. Hi, guys. All right, just in case nobody. And also, if I need a brochure for the daycare, nobody handed Nick Shirley a brochure. Hey, how are you? How are you guys? Hey. Yeah, nobody handed Nick Shirley a brochure. Hello, how are you? Thank you. How was he today? Was good. Okay, good. Good. Oh, I didn't even notice. If I want a business card, I can get a business card too, guys. See how that works? I walk out, the door automatically locks. Also, sorry guys, if I need something, there's something right here that I could get. You feel me? So this is what I'm telling you. Why did none of those daycare owners offer Nick Shirley? Come on, babe. You ready? Why didn't any? Say bye, boys. Offer Nick Shirley a brochure. Say bye to your friends. Bye. It's cold, y'all. His hands are gonna be frozen. That's all I'm saying, y'all. Nick Shirley's not crazy. It's simple. They could have handed him a brochure. Say bye-bye, boys.
Talk to a mother dropping off her kids.
I take my kids here, 2 o'clock to 10. Yeah, there's a lot of kids inside.
Who the heck says they take their kids from when the daycare opens to when the daycare closes? Like, my son is in daycare, and his school is open from 6:30 a.m., 6:30 p.m. But if anybody was to ask me when I drop him off, I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, he goes from 6:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Like, what? From open to close? No. You would generally be like, oh yeah, I mean, I'll probably pick him up around 5. I drop him off around 7, 8 o'clock at the latest, right? You're not gonna say the time that it opens to the time that it closes. That is, these people think that we're stupid. And why is it that you're taking your child to a daycare from 2 to 10 when they're licensed for day operations, not after school programs? Make that make sense. That's a violation of their license.
Where are the children at? Are there children here today?
No.
No children?
Yes.
Why are there no children?
Two of Mexico.
Would my son, little Joey, have friends to play with here?
No.
No?
Yes.
No friends for little Joey?
Yes. Sorry.
Dang it. Well, have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
So, little Joey would not be accepted to that daycare?
Joey's still homeless.
Joey's still
There's a new update in the Minnesota daycare fraud case that Nick Shirley has been investigating, and it's worse than people thought. More evidence just came out, and a former Homeland Security investigator is now speaking up. Newly released surveillance footage shows parents dropping their kids off at a daycare, signing them in, and then taking them right back out minutes later. The kids never stayed, but on paper, they were marked as being there all day, and the government subsidies were still paid out. In some clips, parents are even seen taking cash on the spot. This wasn't a mistake. It looks coordinated. According to the former investigator, this exact setup was flagged years ago. Multiple daycare centers were investigated, and many of them barely had any kids inside. Just paperwork, fake attendance logs, and steady government money coming in. The evidence was collected. Cases were built, and then suddenly everything stopped. No charges, no explanation. The investigations just disappeared. That explains why so many of these daycares kept operating despite complaints and red flags. Why audits went nowhere. Why no one was ever held accountable. Now that old investigations are resurfacing and more footage is coming out, it's starting to look less like a few bad actors and more like a system that was allowed to keep going. This isn't just about wasted tax money. It's about trust in oversight and families who actually need real childcare. Do you think this was negligence, or was someone never meant to dig too deep? Drop your take in the comments.
So the question here comes, where is the money going? Who is responsible for the oversight? And why did it take the community members exposing this themselves before anyone else paid attention? So now, Somali families aren't just hungry, even the larger US population. They're asking for help. They're calling on local officials, regulators, and even the media outlets to step in. They want transparency, they want accountability, and most importantly, they want really childcare services. So this raises a bigger issue. If this can happen here, how many other communities are dealing with the same thing but haven't been heard yet? So this isn't just about empty buildings, it is about trust. So guys, what do you think is going on here? Is this negligence, fraud, or failure of oversight? So let me know your thoughts in the comment sections and share this video with more people. So let's see what is happening. Because guys, stories like these, they don't just change unless people pay attention. People have to pay close attention for this kind of stories to change. So guys, do you think these empty daycares are a failure of the oversight or something more serious? Comment down below. Thank you.